All right, freaks. There we go. We got the jams. Just pulling a little Gene Scott on you right here. If there was a way that I could volume control that and fade it out. But here I am over in my comments, and I've already got Danny. Yeah. North Fort Worth. How are you, Danny, in North Fort Worth, Texas? How high are you tonight? That'll start. Brought my little microphone with me. Cheers, folks. Got us some Pantera beer tonight for some Pantera conversation. I'm gonna Gene Scott everybody, Danny. It's good to see you right out of the gates, brother. But yeah, I'm gonna Gene Scott everybody here and just drink some beers until people ask me questions. And that includes you, Danny. You're good at asking questions. So any Pantera questions? How about the Pantera reunion? Which side are you on? Does it piss you off? Is it disrespectful? Just fucking around? Or do you got your tickets? There it is. Do you got your tickets already? Let's see. I've got it right in here somewhere. There it is. Got it coming right up as a ticker, it looks like. Yeah, okay. It should be scrolling across the bottom there now. Do you got your tickets? Pantera Reunion Live Discussion. Pantera Reunion. Get your tickets. There it is. Hey, man, there's a lot of shows I'd like to go to. And that's one of them. What the fuck? Who doesn't want to jam? But is it the same? Obviously, it's not the same. But fuck, Black Sabbath isn't the same anymore. Aerosmith, they were both kick ass. I saw, nobody's the same always, are they? Everything changes. It's always about finding the things that you appreciate and embracing that. And you know why? Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Everybody has at least a million reasons. Here's 6 or 7 tonight to blow your brains out with Rick E. Warden live. And if you look right there in the comments on the live chat there, Danny, there is a link. You should be able to click on that link. Straight up, I don't fucking know how it works, but I'm going to find out if somebody will click on that link. I'm pretty sure that you have to have a StreamYard account. StreamYard. You have to have a StreamYard account, possibly. Not sure. But this is being broadcast live on StreamYard. And that's why you have the duck there in the corner. Goodness gracious. I'm already ballardy being. So I'll try to, I don't know. You know what? I haven't drank a beer in shit 2 months. It's been a long time, It's been a while. It really has. It's crazy. It's not by choice either. I'd be an everyday drinker if I could by choice. Yeah, right there with Sammy Hagar, baby, to the end. Keeping my blood thinned naturally with agave. You got it. So Dime and Pantera switched. Dime and Vinny, I meant to say, switched over to vodka. Vinny's known for all the vodka. All right, Danny, how are you, man? Come at me with a question, because that's how this is going to work, is I'm going to sit here with this beer, and we're going to fuck around until somebody asks me a question. The only question is, at the moment, is that person you? working behind the scenes here. This is behind the scenes editing. I'm giving a little lift to the cam. Ha! How about that? There you go. All right, so did I already sum it up? Is there not enough hate in this message yet? Does it piss you off? Because that's a Pantera song, remember? Piss. It came out much later as one of the unreleased songs from the maybe Vulgar era. Piss. So anyway, I just wanted to have an excuse to put up a couple of videos. I do have some news. I've never monetized this page. I've patted myself on the back a couple of times because, you know, I've always thought, oh, I could monetize the page. And maybe I could have at one time because I've had over 1,000 subscribers for years. Now I have 2,150, I believe is what it is. But YouTube on OutlawVideoTV finally sent me a message today. Or, you know, they set it up on your, on my YouTube studio app. Ultimately, it was through my YouTube app, but when you start jacking with it, it switches you over to the YouTube studio app. And basically, they're encouraging me to get more view time. And I think they recognize I'm doing that because I've had some live videos and people watch more. And I, you know, it's, don't ask me. How many videos do I have on this channel? Somebody tell me. One of the many in the masses, let me know. How many videos do I have on this channel? It should be enough to produce, you know, time, people watching the videos. I paint houses. My name is Rick E. Warden, and I paint houses for a living. I'm a professional house painter. So here's to the working men and ladies out there tonight. I just told y'all, I admitted I haven't drank in months, which means I didn't drink with Dime on his birthday. I didn't drink on my birthday or Rita's birthday. Rita Haney and I share the same birthday, which is 1 week after Dime's. Dime's is August 20. Woo! Pantera! Fucking hostile! So what's going on, Danny? Were you able to click on the link? What's going on, Larry D? Big Larry D in Oklahoma, man. Fire one up for us, big D. I need somebody to click on that link right there. Or let me private chat you. How does that work? I can go right here and it says private chat. And I guess it does a search. So I'm going to try to do this real quick. I'm very inconspicuous here, aren't I? Somebody tell a joke. Why does that happen? It's spell check into Donnie. All right, so no names coming up anyway. I don't know how to private chat, to private chat, to private chat. I don't know how to private chat. Do you know how? Yeah, man, Pantera. I think it's exciting as hell. Honestly, the coolest thing about it is just the, you know, the kids. It's always the experience, you know, and it would be a fun experience, you know, for a lot of people. So I like the idea. I love the idea on that alone. That it'll be, there you are. Thanks for coming in, baby. Give me a sec. Second's given. You made me put fire under the ass. Yeah, man, that's what I like. I got music too, man. I got music to make. I need a song for my show here. Blow your brains out with the Ricky Warden, because There's a million reasons for everybody to. All right, check this out. Jim Terry TV. Anybody familiar with that? Jim Terry TV? Jim Terry. Jim Terry is a private investigator that on the Dylan Rounds case out there in Nevada, he was the first one that came out and pretty much told his parents, hey, look, man, y'all stuck this little kid out in the middle of the desert with a bunch of registered SAs, sex offenders, and perverts. And where's your son's boyfriend? I mean, girlfriend? Where's your son's? You got pictures of your son's girlfriend? So he had to break it to him that, you know, it could be a lead they might want to look into. So the world kind of fell in love with Jim Terry for being upfront and forward enough to tell this kid's parents the obvious. And he's kind of a big thing in the true crime world. But as it turns out, he's not just a private investigator. He is a arena professional level arena football player. He's a kicker, and he's the longest lasting arena league indoor leagues football player. Jim Terry. Look for him on the arena football coming to your town soon. Sends those balls flying. Like that. So I wrote this, Jim Terry, so it's ACA, Jim Terry TV. So Jim Terry TV, Jim Terry, Jim Terry TV, Jim Terry TV, Jim Terry TV. So that's just what I do, man. That's the notes that we speak those words in. So Jim is A, and Ter is C, and E, Terry, is back to A. So real simple. ACA, Jim Terry. And that's just how we always say it, is Jim Terry. That's it. It's ACA. So TV or went up to D, because sometimes when you say names or words differently, because we do that, you still say them in the coordinating chorus notes. So in this case, it's a C, D, A, I forget where I was at, but anyway, those are the notes. It's A, C, A, A, C, D, C, A, A, C, D, C, A. That's it, Jim Terry TV. I love it when I write shit down like that. I did not do it on purpose. I just played it. It's A, C, D, C, A. Jim Terry TV. So Jim Terry, if you're out there, man, click that link and hop on live. All right. So I gotta go live. What? He got a good leg. Yeah, man, he does have a good leg, and he's still going strong, dude. He plans on being in the league for, at least a few more years, and I know he's done some coaching and things. So I think he's very happy and comfortable with his income and his lifestyle, traveling. And I see my man. I commend him. I think he's pretty much a badass. So he'll probably get into more coaching and continue doing that for a while, unless his show skyrockets along with yours truly. Rick E. Warden, me and my dead friends. I've asked him to listen to my music or talk about my music. Basically what it is, he has a live call-in show. I'll post his number in the description. I should have posted his number here in the comments. I could stop and make a banner with his phone number, but I don't know it. Anyway, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to have another show next Monday, I think, is when I've scheduled it. But I've scheduled it mostly because it's the way this shit works. But let me back up while I'm bullshitting. And since I see your comments coming up, I'm going to comment back. And I do see Integrity. How long are you going for? I got 6 beers here. Pantera beers. Thanks for asking. So I've got 6 Pantera beers, and that'll get me through a little while. So as long as anyone is talking Pantera reunion, and especially if I can get you to join me live. What is the name here again? Integrity is what it was. Integrity 101. So everybody go over to Integrity 101 and check that out. It's probably a cool channel. What do you think, Danny? Okay, so yeah, man, he's got a good leg, dude, and he's a good guy, and he talks real fast, man. He's a pretty lightning speed thinker. So, you know, I think it's what makes him an excellent private investigator, because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't have to give a fuck. He's not dependent upon private investigation money for his income. So he can afford to just tell you the truth. And tell you the truth happens to be the name of my new song recorded, and you can hear it on this channel here now. As a matter of fact, do that, everybody. I know the masses are waiting, but you can turn this off and go listen to that song. It's called Tell You the Truth. But anyway, the guy's a lot of fun. He's Danny, do you remember Russ Martin? Russ Martin's pretty fucking wacky and speaks as fast as I do. Quick thinker. But those guys are wackier than me. Like, I've been doing this shit all my life. I've DJ'd in titty bars for about 7 years. It just is what it is. But I did it at a high level. Like, I did all the big clubs in Dallas, Arlington, and moved a lot. So anyway, I also DJ'd on the radio on KNON for 3 years. So that's FM radio experience. So, I've done this before. I'm not intimidated by it or anything. I get bored with it, to be honest with you. That's what happens. I want someone to come on here live. I want to have a computer. I'm just on my phone. Hey, Integrity 101, that's my only other limitation, is just my battery on my phone, but I made sure that it's fully charged. So probably an hour, easy. But here's the thing, is I just sit here and bullshit tonight because I'm going to be, watching a movie, playing some guitar. Shit like that anyway. Where I'm at. So anyway, I'm going to be just fucking around right here anyway. And then any questions you have about Pantera, you can comment them, and I'll tell you a story. Ask me any story if you know anything about me, or if you want me to start somewhere, you let me know. I can tell you all of the details of the early days. Like, my name is on the Projects from the Jungle record. I've been inside Pantego Studios to listen to parts or all of Pantera Records, Projects in the Jungle, I Am the Night, Power Metal, Cowboys from Hell, and Vulgar Display of Power. So all the way up to that, that's one of my real treats, is the Vulgar Display of Power, believe it or not. They all are, obviously, and have stories all along the way, tons of them. But that's really not what I'm here for. It's not what's important, but it does allow me to add to the, the conversation. If once we can get a good conversation about Pantera going and the reunion, we can talk about Charlie Benante. Can he do Vinnie Paul? I think he's going to try really hard. I believe that. I've watched a couple of short clips, videos of him talking about it. So, I don't, let's see. We are all firm believers that there's no way to, have Van Halen without Diamond David Lee Roth. And that's no put down to Sam Halen. I think we all love Sammy Hagar. I fucking love me some I Can't Drive 55. Oh. Yeah, man. Sammy Hagar is the fucking boss. So it ain't no knock on Eddie Van Halen. Eddie obviously had a different style in mind, but it still jams, and I listen to it and enjoy it. I don't enjoy it the same way that I enjoy David Lee Roth era, but I lived that era, like I made love to the girls in that era. He just outlived. That's like Metallica Ride the Lightning, like I lived that record, lived it. And I lived those Van Halen records. I lived those Aerosmith records. For all the wine, I lived that shit, dude. Kings and queens and guillotines. There. Now I found something to do with this microphone to bore everybody. Kings and queens and guillotines, taking your lives denied over to the sea. Screams with no reply. And he died. See, yeah, man, I live that fucking Aerosmith record. How about you guys? What records did you live? Did you live Cowboys from Hell? Did you live Power Metal? Did you live Vulgar Display of Power? And are you ready to live it again to the extent that Zakk Wylde and fucking Charlie Benante can deliver? And I guess while we're at it, we should say Philip H. Anselmo. Hey, Philip, holla back, boy. Come on, man. You got the fucking plug. Dial it on in, man. Be fucking around. Let's talk Pantera reunion. Same with Rex. I guess Rex, that's the craziest part of this whole fucking thing, man, is Rex is the strong suit. Right? He can't go wrong. He can play all those bass parts. They just got to play them a gazillion times. That's all. That's the real question. The real question is obvious. Are they going to be able to, play those songs a gazillion times? Charlie Benante, Zakk Wylde, Rex Brown, and Phil. They're going to be able to do it. Gazillion. You got to play that shit a bunch of fucking times. That's why it's as good as it is. That's why they were a machine. That's why the music is a machine. So can they machine it? Can you machine it? Phil can. I think he's ready. He's had his Phil Core and the Illegals. He's been illegaling it all over the country. Around the world. Doing Pantera. So, I mean, I think he can. I think he's a pretty strong suit, but people want to hear that Cemetery Gate, Phil Anselmo. People want to hear it. Give me an 8. Come on, Phil. Get it up. Get it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I need to blow some rope. Yeah, I was in the studio listening to Vulgar Display of Power with Dime and Terry Date. Will that work? One more? Tell me. Oh, we got 101 is back. Integrity 101. I'll talk Pantera if you want. Yes. Yeah, no, that's what I want. Yeah, I want to talk some Pantera. I want to talk Pantera reunion specifically. Really, that's the hot topic. People want to talk Pantera reunion and get their yayas out, no matter what. Everybody that can afford to fucking go see Pantera with, the Pantera celebration. Everybody that can afford to go see the Pantera celebration are going to go celebrate. Fuck, talking about. Most of the people bitching about it can't afford to go. I'm in that category. Can't afford to go. So I more than likely will not be going. I'm a musician. I have about 20 songs I'm trying to get recorded. It's crazy. I just recorded this one. Featuring Kayla Kent on lead guitar. Kayla Kent is a YouTube phenom. Nothing short. Kayla Kent is a YouTube phenom. Featured in Guitar Fucking World, motherfuckers. I couldn't believe that shit. She's featured in Guitar World, but she deserves it. She's a badass. Every one of her videos are badass. They've all been badass. And when I say badass, I mean two things, or three. Her playing is amazing. I listened to my song. It's called Hard Candy Girl here on this YouTube channel. And Kayla Kent is fucking on fire. I know, kind of like every cadence to your favorite Journey song or your favorite Iron Maiden song. I know every cadence, every part, every cymbal crash, to every song on Projects in the Jungle, I Am the Night, Power Metal, Cowboys from Hell. Most of Vulgar Display of Power, probably, yeah. And, I don't want to promote anything that I ever do as, hey, look at me, I know Dime. It's not what it is. People get that perception because I'm confident. You can't give that many fucks about people who just want to fucking degrade other people. It's just a waste of time. So, Kayla Kent, to me, every time I listen to the song and hear her shred through that lead and the way it's structured in the song, it totally reminds me of that style of music. Okay? There. Reminds me of that style. You know what it makes me want to do? It makes me want to contact Terry Glaze. When you make music and record shit, you want to share it with people, but you get tired of sharing with them. It's like, I'm so tired of sharing my fucking music with people. Nobody gives a fuck. They really don't. They act like they don't anyway. But, sure enough, as I say that, Terry Glaze is the exception. He would say, oh, thank you so much, Rick. What a blast from the past. Who hadn't got that message from Terry Glaze? But either way, I think that he would enjoy the song like I enjoy Lord Tracy's Too Much Is Not Enough. Hey, hey. Anybody know about the Lord Tracy? It's called Porn Again. Porn. Porn Again. Porn. And I'll give a shout out to Buddy Blaze because Buddy is prideful that he helped Terry name that record. I can hear just multitasking. I am here just multitasking. You are multitasking because I can't be the only thing that you're fucking doing, bro. But I would like, hey, I got something here. Yes, that's what you got to do, dummy. All right, there's integrity. I'm just going to go ahead and pop you up here. Sorry about that, integrity. Let's see. It says, you will officially be my first live guest. So once we get there, congratulations. It says, add to stream. So I'm about to hit that. Mute, edit name. You've got your name on there already. Edit mic settings, kick from studio. Now I know what to do. Just playing. Adding to the stream, our very first live guest. Everybody, welcome, Integrity 101.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, dude, I'm kicking ass. You already know that.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'll talk Pantera about you all night. The reunion, whatever. If you want to do it, you want to ask me questions or however you want to do it, or you.
Hey, how about we 50-50 that shit? I'll ask
whatever
you
you
a
want to
question and you ask me a question.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to start with where did you see Pantera for the first time live?
I saw him on Ozfest 2000.
Hey, man, I bet that was kick-ass.
I saw Ozfest 2000. Then I saw him on the Real Steel tour with Soulfly. Then I caught the final tour with Slayer. All badass.
Yeah, were they all stadium shows?
Yep. All
well, pretty much the
yeah.
large venues. Like here, it's called the Starplex, is the largest venue, like outdoor venue.
Yeah, they were all 10, 15,000 seaters.
Yeah, that's pretty kick-ass. Well, here's how this balances out is that I never saw any of those shows.
Oh, no?
No, but I saw Pantera like, thousands of times.
Oh, you didn't see the later shows. You saw them in the early days.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so before I let you or ask you to ask me a question, because I don't want to get in a hurry, I want to give a couple of people a chance to see that there's someone on here and then get excited about asking a couple of questions and wanting to join us. Is that cool, bro?
Yeah, take your time. Do whatever.
Okay, can I just call you Integrity?
That's cool. Yep.
Okay, I want to ask you just a second part of that question is, can you tell me about your experience at that Ozfest show?
I was a kid then. That was my first major show. It was Godsmack, Pantera, and Ozzy, and the rest of the bands I wasn't too crazy about. I'm a little more of a mainstream guy.
Right.
But yeah, I remember Ozfest 2000 came through town. I had second row tickets, and nobody cared about any of the bands until Godsmack, and then they finally went off, and Pantera just blew the place apart.
So what does second row mean, Integrity?
Second row?
That mean you were 2 rows away from very in front of the stage?
Yeah, I was right up front.
Cool. Were you able to leave your seats and mosh or anything like that?
Nah, we weren't really moshing. There was a little fenced-in area for the mosh. It was kind of weird. But
No, I get it. They've been trying to corral the headbangers.
Yeah,
that crazy heavy metal crowd. They've been trying to corral us for a long time,
Yeah.
But hey, thanks for sharing that experience. Okay, your turn. Fire away.
Okay, what's your take on the tour? It's not
man, I wished I could go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that one of my buddies will pull through and holler at me with, my creds, and, we'll slide right on through and enjoy the show.
Yeah, I'm definitely going. As long as they come somewhere near me. I'm excited. I mean, I think people. I mean, I have a lot to say about it. It's kind of however you want to do it, but I'm excited. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna hear these songs. I'm never gonna look at it as a real Pantera show, but it's Philip singing Philip's songs, Rex playing Rex's bass, and two other great musicians. And the key part is friends of the brothers, which I really think is important. They're friends, they're buddies, performing some kick-ass songs. I think it's gonna be great.
Damn right. Oh,
I
agree. I agree with everything you said. I think that's what matters the most to a lot of people. I think that they are going to be kick-ass shows, and that everybody that attends are going to have a great time. And most people are going to know most of the words to most of the songs. So
yeah.
I think that there will be a great crowd response, and people will have a kick-ass time. All right, so there you go, Integrity 101. It worked. I'm going to give you a shout out multiple times because I got nothing else to do. Okay, Skunk had already commented, rest in peace, Vinny and Dime. I'm going to touch that, and there it is. It shows up. Boom! I'm figuring out this StreamYard. Look at us go, folks. Hello, Skunk TV. It's Scum. Dude, it's Scum TV, right? Do I got that right, Scum brother? All right, so Integrity 101. I think that you're right, that most people make that connection there, that, hey, it's Phil, it's Rex, it's friends of the band. I mean, Zach and Dime were obviously friends. Charlie, Anthrax considers Dime a sixth member of the band. And so obviously there's some closeness there. But I have to throw out the other side because I think both ways. I think shit through, and, thinking the best and hoping the best. Can Charlie Benante play that shit? He's a great drummer, but Vinnie Paul that's almost like asking someone to fill the shoes of Neil Peart or something, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think they're filling shoes because I don't really think it's Pantera. I think it's
great comeback.
I think it's a celebration of Pantera. He doesn't, and I'll tell you what, everybody kind of knew it was going to be Zach all these years. And I mean, Rex said something like a year or two ago that it wasn't going to be, but whatever. But when we finally found out Charlie Benante was the drummer, that's when it clicked in my mind that you're not looking for the guy that can play the part perfectly. You're looking for the guy that will honor and respect the legacy.
That's badass.
That's what's more important, in my opinion. It's more important.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
I think you would still be saying the same thing because honoring the legacy is playing the parts. But you did clarify, and that's, man, my cheers to you, Integrity, that the parts don't have to be the same. Things don't have to always be the same, but the parts have to be the right parts for this celebration, And so I think it's a fair question, and I ask a little bit in the sense of the devil's advocate, because I know personally people that are a little upset that I think they're going to get over it. I'd like to say that, Integrity. I think these people are going to get over it very fast if they haven't already. But Vinnie Paul was clear. There are, YouTube videos out there that you can search for and watch where,
I've seen them all.
Didn't think it would honor the legacy of Dime specifically. And whereas I understand that, I can totally empathize with that, but I can 100% also, celebrate with anybody and everybody always, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a party.
You already know.
Yeah.
You already know it's going to be a party, brother. Good times.
Right, and to me, it's like I said. To me, it's not about the Charlie and Zach are talented enough, but like I said, because they're friends of the brothers, they're friends of the band. I think they'll put their best foot forward, and I think they'll do it all the right way. And I think you're already seeing that in the interviews with Zach Wilde when he says, "Hey, we aren't replacing anybody. We're just going out. This is a celebration," just like he celebrates Randy Rhoads when he's honoring him with his stuff, and so on and so forth. Now,
Yep.
imagine if you got some young virtuoso guitar player, and they're asking him, and he's going, "Oh yeah, I'm the new guitar player in Pantera." That would have really pissed off the fans. I think. I think a lot of if you had some young guitar player that maybe plays everything perfect, but now he thinks he's the new guitar player in Pantera, and because he's not a friend of the guys.
Well,
This
might be another way of asking that question, Integrity. And, consider this is a show and we want to keep this conversation going. But, could Pantera actually do something on a significant enough of a level that would constitute calling it a Pantera reunion without people with the caliber of Zach Wilde? I mean, come on, he is Ozzy's guitar player, I mean,
right.
all due respect, So, I mean, Phil had a pretty damn good thing going there with the Illegals. Did you get to see Phil do some of the Pantera stuff with the Illegals and everything?
Yeah, I did, and I've caught like almost every Anselmo tour for. I don't think I missed a tour and I've heard him play. I've heard him play.
Bad ass, brother, on you.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think I've seen him play more than 2 Pantera songs before that Slayer tour.
Right.
So I mean,
man, that's badass, bro. Okay, Integrity. Do you want to give out your region? What area are you in, and be as specific as you like, or otherwise?
Philadelphia.
Man, that's so fucking cool, dude, that you would catch all those illegal shows. And, I don't say that just because it obviously is cool, but, you're having a good time at those shows. I already know, man.
I'll tell you what, when I went and saw Slayer, the Illegals were the opening act, and then it was who was it? Primus, I think. Primus and I forget the other band. I forget, but there was 4 bands, and the Illegals were the first ones on. And they were on at 6:00. And honestly, I was surprised.
Sure, that was back in the day. That was still like on the Exit Stage Left tour. I mean, enter through the exit through the entrance, whatever that record's called. They're the fucking Illegals. It's Blue on drums, right?
Yeah. No, he's good. No, but I mean
it's Mike on guitar.
What's
Mike's last name? DeLuca?
Mike De Leon?
De Leon. Thank you kindly. Sorry, yep. Mike. Cheers, motherfucker. So beers up and horns up and everybody raise hell for Mike De Leon. That dude's a screaming motherfucker, isn't he?
Yeah, he did a good job.
But point taken, nobody really, Phil wouldn't have attempted to call that a Pantera. He even would have brought Rex into that environment. So I do think it's a definite that it pretty much requires Zach Wilde. It almost requires Charlie Benante.
Right, and I think they're the perfect choices because they were close with the guys.
I agree, bro. Well, not only that, I mean, Charlie's a great fucking drummer. I want to tell you in the audience that Spreading the Disease, the second Anthrax record, which is Charlie Benante's first record, is to me, it's as good as like Ride the Lightning. that has something to do with the fact that I experienced it all at the same time, you know, and I knew all of these guys in the sense that when they came into town, I got to hang out with them and interview them because I did a magazine and I was DJing on the radio here locally on a show called KNON.
Ah, cool.
So anyway, yeah, man, that Spreading the Disease is a kick-ass record. And
that might be my favorite from them.
Well, I think it's most, yeah. I agree.
That one among.
I want to be careful, you know. I respect people. I know being in a band and maintaining a band is one of the hardest fucking things anyone will ever do. It's the hardest thing I've done, you know. I've had a couple of bands. It's a motherfucker. So, you know, just keeping that together and maintaining it is, you know, there's something to be said for that alone.
Yep.
And from there, like you said, with Charlie Benate's involvement with Dime recording and jamming with Anthrax and everything, that connection along with Zakk Wylde. Hey, cheers to Pantera. Are you drinking with us tonight, Integrity 101?
I can be. I'm not right now.
You don't have to be. I'm just, you know, I'm not drinking alone. I'm drinking with you, and we got it's Scum, right? Can everybody see that? Yes, it's Scum TV. Metal Mike De Leon rules. That's right. Dude, Scum TV, I have seen you before, I think, on the channel. So thank you very much for returning to this live broadcast. I want to keep shit moving forward here with Integrity 101. How long can you stay with us?
I'll hang out with you. I can talk Pantera all night. I mean, I got a lot of opinions, so whatever you want to do.
You said that, man, and I can too. So you and I have that much in common, indeed. Are you a musician?
No, I'm not a musician. I probably should have been. I love music.
Should I ask you, or would you like to tell our massive audience what your YouTube channel is about and why we should visit you after this show ends tonight?
Well, thank you, but no, I don't really have a YouTube channel. I might start one. I just figured I'd hop on, and I'm a guest on some shows every now and then, but not too often. I've only jumped on like 10 streams.
What kind of shows? Like, I don't mind telling you, I listen to with Jason Green. Waste some time with Jason Green. You ever been on that show?
No. Most of the time I jump on, it's on about other things, like movie talk channels and stuff.
Okay, cool. Any other music shows? Do you?
Not that I've jumped on. I watch Metal Rob, Sea of Tranquility a lot. Haven't jumped on though. I haven't been a guest.
Well, if you want a couple of good podcasts, one of the really fun ones, and I haven't been over there in a while, so I hope they're posting new broadcasts. But it's Vinny Appice and Carmine Appice. They have, damn it, what is the name of their show? I was trying to think of it a minute ago before I got into it. But their show is kick ass, man. I mean, right there you have two of the best drummers of rock and heavy metal of all time. And so just listening to those guys shoot the shit and carry on conversations with people alone is pretty kick ass.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Vinny. I've been listening to Dio all week.
Hey, Scum TV. Hey, Integrity, excuse me. We're going to get right back to that Dio. That's very important. Scum TV, come on, dude. Hit that link there. I know it can be done. Now, I've got Integrity 101 on here. And Integrity 101, did you hear me say earlier that you're my very first live StreamYard guest?
Yeah, that's cool. That's funny. It's appropriate for the show because I'm one of the biggest Pantera fans in the world.
Fucking A. And you know what's really the coolest to me about the fact that that you're the first. It's just that someone is live. I know it works. I've done a couple of these shows, and honestly, I don't think that StreamYard was, or maybe it was YouTube, I'm not sure. But I don't think they were allowing me the opportunity to have a guest on when I did my first couple of shows. But as soon as I saw it, it was a couple of weeks ago, I contacted every one of my friends. I was like, dude, you got to click this link. I have to know if it works. And so, bro, you have unlocked the door. Now that I know for certain that that link works and that this can be done, and we have a new comment here, Death Metal Brawny. Yeah, rest in peace, Dio. So get back to that. You've been jamming Dio all week. Tell me what's in your CD player.
Oh man, everything from Ronnie except for Elf, all of it. I've been doing Rainbow, and I always refer to the Black Sabbath era as Heaven and Hell. That's just my preference, and a lot of Dio.
Yeah, dude. I'm totally Dio. Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules, the first Dio record with Vivian Campbell, and the second Dio record. And I don't, all due respect to Dio and all Dio fans everywhere. It's the same as, to me, like Blizzard of Oz or, Van Halen with David Lee Roth. When you change one part of that schism that makes a band, it's not the same band anymore. And so as much as I love the later Dio stuff, the first two Dio records by far my favorite, and my favorite all-time Dio. Hey, let me ask you, because I've got some listening to do. Do you listen to the Last in Line records?
No, but I'm familiar with them. I haven't heard them. I heard they were kind of average for most people.
Damn it!
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
I haven't put it on. I don't want to be let down.
That's just what I heard.
I'm a huge Vivian Campbell freak. If you hadn't figured it out, I saw both those tours, and I'm a guitar freak. I grew up with Dimebag Darrell Abbott. Like, my name's on 4 Pantera records. I mean, I'm a guitar freak. And those first 2 Vivian Campbell records, or first 2 Dio records with Vivian Campbell, God, Vivian, Peace, Apathy, and then Jimi.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Jimi. Those records they rule. That's the best Dio to me.
No doubt. It's kind of, the first 2 Dio are kind of like the first 2 Ozzy, like you were saying. It's just back-to-back classics.
Which Black Sabbath is my favorite band, but those first 2, Blizzard of Oz is my favorite band.
Yeah.
Really. And I'm very fortunate that I got to see those 2 tours. I saw the Blizzard of Oz tour, and then also the Diary of a Madman tour.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen those. How were those? Those must have been amazing.
Absolutely, man. It was back in the day before crowd control changed and ticket sales changed. People didn't understand that ticket sales were tied into crowd control. And let's see. So many thoughts go through my mind, Integrity 101, because there's so many things tied into the whole ticket buying experience alone. But anyway, we used to camp out back in the day. I'll just tell the good story. And that means that we would pull up at midnight over at Rainbow Tickets in Dallas, Texas. We'd pull up with a bottle of Jack Daniels or 2, or a bottle of Cuervo or 2, and a ice chest full of booze, or a keg of beer, big bag, a dime bag, big bud, and just all night camping out, partying with 100, 200, and then 300, 500 other people before, the doors opened in the morning. And so I got front row seats, second row seats, third, fourth row seats. I had fourth row seats to the Van Halen Fair Warning Tour.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had second row seats to Diary of a Madman, and Motley Crue opened. That was Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil tour. So that was like one of the best shows ever in the world. But there's many of those. Many. I've seen thousands of shows, and a lot of them are like that,
Wow. What was you got like a top 3 shows you went to, or a couple notable ones that really really stick out in your mind?
Crazy, man. Well, since we're talking Pantera, like I said, there are thousands. But since we're talking Pantera tonight, I'm going to go ahead and refer back to Pantera. But I'm also going to say hi to Death Metal. Bronny, everybody. Did you get to meet Randy Rhoads? No, bro, that's a fantastic question. But no, I didn't. At that time, this was 1981, and I'm born in 65. So I'm very fortunate because I was 15 years old when in 81, because my birthday is in August. My birthday was a couple of weeks ago, August the 28th. And so I was 15 when I saw Randy Rhoads and the Blizzard of Oz tour and Motorhead. Motorhead was almost just as life-changing for me at the time. But because that was Motorhead's Ace of Spades tour with Fast Eddie Clarke and Filthy Animal. I mean, God, it was the shit, dude. Right? Come on. Yeah, it was the shit, dude. But then there was Randy Rhoads, you know. So that was the shit.
Yeah, Randy Rhoads is amazing.
But no, I never met Randy. But when he died, I had the Diary of a Madman tour was let's see, Blizzard of Oz was 81, so Diary of a Madman tour I guess was 82, and I would have been 16, and Randy died like 30 days later, like it was to the month after we saw him here. And obviously what we saw here and experienced here was, you know, it was as great or greater than Judas Priest screaming for vengeance, you know.
Yeah.
I would say Judas Priest screaming for vengeance is probably the all-time for a fucking headbanger, for a true like cut me open, I bleed metal. Yeah, I would say Screaming for Vengeance is, you know, right at the top, that tour. But right there along with it, you know, Diary of a Madman, that shit's magical, you know. Listen to that record tonight, you know, it's that record will always be killer, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite one out of the Ozzy records.
So
I like Blizzard, but Diary, I think Diary is just a little bit better.
It depends on which one you're listening to at the time.
Right.
That's how it works. You asked me earlier about concerts. I can go through that a little easier. But if you ask me what my favorite record is or what my favorite band is, it really is what I'm listening to at the time. And that's challenging for a lot of people to understand because everybody wants to like fit into a, hey, you know, this is the greatest or whatever. But, you know, I mean, if I'm listening to Randy Rhoads all day today, or if I'm listening to Dio, then that's what I'm into, you know. And I don't mind telling you right now, I've been listening to my own music. You know how a lot of people say they don't listen to their own music? Well, I listen to my own music. I like my music, you know. So I've been listening to my music, and I can actually say I fucking love it, you know. I mean, it gets my rocks off.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So, Integrity, let me shout out to Death Metal one more time. Hey, Death Metal, you want to come online with us, bro? Hit that link and come on up. And same with you, Danny. Are you still with us? I hadn't seen Danny post in a minute, so I think he left. He may have freaked out when you showed up, Integrity. My guess is Danny's not a hacker, so I don't want to say anything that might alert you or alarm you. But I know he's an intelligent fella, and you know he likes to explore shit. So he's probably the reason why I don't see him. He's probably like checking out your. Who is this guy talking to Rick online? Did you get to meet Randy Rhoads again? Dimebag Darrell, Vinnie Paul. Man, I wished I could have met Randy Rhoads. But hey, let me tell you this. I'm gonna ask you a question. Is that cool, Integrity?
Go for it.
All right. It's this that I grew up with Daryl. Okay, I've known him from a very early age, closely, and on a musical level, not like jerking off, like because of music. And so that means that from the ages of 15, 16 years old to, I don't know, 25, I saw Pantera 2,000 times, 3,000 times, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the question that I pose to myself, and thanks for putting up with me because I'm a little bit of ballardy being here, but is if I have the opportunity to like have the same experience with my favorite guitarist of all time, no matter what record I'm listening to, almost. Eddie Van Halen, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Man, I wouldn't trade it. Like I wouldn't trade the time that I spent with Dime, growing up together and all the shit we fucking done, with growing up with Eddie Van Halen or growing up with Randy Rhoads. And so I'll finish that, top it off by, I know that Eddie Van Halen always kicked ass because Mammoth was kick ass. They were covering Zeppelin and ZZ Top and, kicking ass right out of the gate. But Randy Rhoads, he's interesting because, have you listened to those old Quiet Riot records?
Not much. I think I might have a little bit a long time ago, but not really. I mostly just got the two Aussies.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why you haven't listened to those old Quiet Riot records because they're not that good. If they were, you would have listened to them because everybody would have already been telling you. They'd be in all your friends' record collections. And you'd be like, I gotta listen to that old Randy Rhoads again, All right. So, in all fairness and due respect to Randy Rhoads and Quiet Riot, do you listen to old Pantera?
Old meaning 80s?
Whatever you call it. Yeah, whatever you reference Pantera prior to Cowboys from Hell.
I definitely crank power metal on a regular basis.
Power metal! Hey, can you sing that for me, man?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Nobody wants to hear me sing.
Power metal!
Yeah, I crank power metal. I'll put on the Terry Lee albums every now and then. I don't really consider that Pantera. To me, it's kind of the guys before they found their sound, and they're, 14, 15, 16, 17?
Yeah, I mean, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good stuff, but it's not really my cup of tea.
You had to say cup of tea?
I don't know, whatever.
No, I love you for saying that. You said the right thing. Hey, Integrity 101, I plan on doing this like regularly, every week.
Cool.
If you look at my OutlawVideoTV YouTube channel, I've done a show called Blow Your Brains Out with Ricky Warden. And the whole thing, there's a million reasons to blow your brain out with Ricky Warden. And, obviously I'm saying that tongue in cheek, having gone through the pandemic here in the United States or the world, and, what everybody's experiencing through the isolation and everything else. Hopefully we're coming out the other side of it, but either way, blow your brains out seems to be fitting to me. And I think Dime would enjoy it, but I don't know, But that's what it's called. I'm going to do a podcast regularly called Blow Your Brains Out with Ricky Warden. And I hope that you will join me on a regular basis.
Sure. I'll be happy to join. I mean, I'm having fun right now. This is cool.
It's pretty kick-ass, bro. Pretty kick-ass. All right,
Yeah.
well, man, let's have even more fun. What do you do?
What they do for work?
Mm-mm.
What do I do?
No, for fun. What do you do for fun?
This. Break open some beers, crank some music, have some fun.
Yeah.
Party.
Dude, that's pretty badass, man. I really do think that this is a big part of how we're going into the the future.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Anybody who wants to right now can turn on their TV and pull it up on their TV. Now, you just have a picture. You're not up here on your iPhone. And for the record, man, my battery's going pretty strong. I'm going to say it's about 50% or something. So we still got a little bit of time. But oh, I don't know. I was just saying that you're not on the screen like if I were interviewing a band. And so that's why I said that, because where I was going is that, I want to interview bands. That's what I do. I interview people, and I really didn't expect you to hop on here, someone that I don't know. I really didn't expect death metal Brawny to hop on here. And I think it's kick-ass that you did, But
well, thanks for having me on.
Well, I'll be better prepared next time. That's for damn sure.
I'll try to be prepared too.
Hey, bro, I came prepared. I come prepared for a steak every time, no matter what. Every day is my birthday after all, and can be yours too if you just live life that way. But hey, man, fuck the bullshit, because I do confess that I'm kind of slowing down my thought process, but I want to kind of kick it back into gear just by talking about Pantera. You said that you listen to power metal. Is that because Phil? Can you kind of give me a idea of what it's like discovering Pantera? And start with, if you don't mind, what is the first Pantera record that you bought and listened to every day? And then kind of tell me and the audience your way back to power metal.
For me, it was I'm a little younger than you, so for me it was Trendkill. I found them on Trendkill. I was a teenager.
Yeah, man. No, I got friends your age, man, that are do you know Patrick Judge?
No, but the sound. Does
He's
he have
a
a
guitar
channel?
player.
Yeah, okay.
He's a guitar player. Man, he's the same way. He discovered the first record he bought was Trendkill. So I mean, I get it. I've had this conversation many times.
Yeah, I got Trendkill, and then I worked my way backwards, and then at one point I was flipping through the magazine and I saw power metal. You could order it. I was like, what the hell is this? So I sent away like $40 or something back in 1999 or something like that, and I got power metal, and I really love that album too. I mean, it, I think if they sold that to Warner Brothers, because what is it, Warner Music? Warner Music doesn't own that album. The Pantera guys do, or that's why it's not on their official site. But I think if they would have released that back in the day, that's another gold album. In my opinion, I think that would have sold. I mean,
do you mind talking to me about that? Because I'm very interested, believe it or not. I love all things Pantera.
No, so do I. I mean,
really enjoy what other people think, and especially how they experienced Pantera, And,
yeah, go ahead.
No, that's it. Basically,
Well, what I like about him is when I discovered the 80s stuff, it's just different again. To me, it's like every album is a different
Well,
thing.
fuck, you're working your way back from Trend Kill, dude. I mean,
Yes.
shit. It doesn't get heavier than Trend Kill. You know?
Right. And when you discover power metal, you're like, wow, and this guy can sing like this too. And
yeah.
like, holy hell. You're sitting there, you know, the same band that wrote We'll Meet Again and Hard Ride also did Suicide Note 2. What the hell?
Hey, Integrity 101 and anyone else listening, let me ask you, am I breaking up at all whatsoever? Can you hear me clearly? I still have a full half charge on my battery, so there's no reason for my mic to be cutting out. I have a strong internet connection, so there's no reason to be cutting out. But let me ask you, am I breaking up at all, Integrity 101?
No, I think you sound fine.
Okay, great.
I'll let you know.
You know, I like to talk fast. I think quick. I talk fast normally. So I just don't like any breaking up or interference.
No, I'm not just gonna let you. I'll let you know.
Thank you, sir. All right, man. So I am surprised at this point that no one else has joined. And really, it's Danny more than anything. I'm kind of surprised that he hadn't joined. And then from there, some of my friends. I do have a couple of regulars that will join me, Integrity 101. But they're my personal friends, like Danny is there in the chats. And so it makes it extra special that not only you, my first guest, and you set me on fire because I know this shit works and I can bring people on, but you're not even somebody that I know. You're contacting me from Philly, man. That's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. This is fun.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you think Pantera is going to come to Philadelphia? Have you checked? Do you know?
They haven't. I don't think they have any. I don't think.
Let me reiterate for everybody that might be a little sensitive. Do you think the Pantera celebration?
Yeah, I think. I don't think they confirmed anything in the U.S. yet. I don't think, but I would imagine they'll come through Philly or New York or something, and I'll catch them at one of them. I'll catch them somewhere.
Well, I'm expecting the Night Fest. It'll probably carry into next summer 23.
Right.
And so that's probably what we're looking at. So let's talk about that, man. You know as much as I do or more. You know, I don't mind telling you that the concert experience for me, Integrity 101, has changed so much that, I don't really enjoy going, that much anymore. Yeah,
I prefer the smaller shows now. And I don't know.
Well, smaller shows are the best, I mean, how do you put it? You want your girlfriend to, enjoy the show, but, the sweatier they are, the better they are.
Yeah.
And so, maybe if you can just kind of get your girl or your best significant other to understand sweaty is better, it's all good.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, I'm all about the smaller shows. Yeah. Not only am I about the smaller shows, but I want to bring up that, it's challenging for someone like me who grew up in the 70s fast, early for most people that were born in 65. But, to adjust to, let's corral in over here and sit down and not move, So like, for example, here in Dallas, I prefer getting the, what we call the grass seats at Starplex instead of getting a seat where I have to sit down and, it's just, man, I can't do concerts that way. I grew up in an era that, thankfully, like I told you earlier, I learned the system at an early age and camped out overnight and got front row and second row and fourth row seats all the time to the best shows. So I didn't have to worry about it. But back in the 70s and early 80s, like Screaming for Vengeance. That, what was that? Was that like 83?
Yeah, something like that. 82, 80. I know the album is 82. So
82. That was really the peak of metal. And but back then, what would happen was when the concert started. Not only did all the people in the back rush up front and all the people in the front rush up to the stage, you know. So you had the whole floor up against the front of the stage as soon as the band came on. But people from the lower balcony would jump down onto the floor, and so many people would jump down onto the floor that security and police couldn't stop them. And if you looked up, you could see people coming from the upper balcony, jumping down to the lower balcony, and then jumping down onto the floor. So back in the day, dude, when a band like Judas Priest went on, or AC fucking DC, I saw the Highway to Hell tour, dude.
Wow.
And like the whole environment became the front of that stage, you know, and there was nothing anybody could do to stop it. But they figured out how to stop it, you know. We see that now. So, but that's not my point. I just wanted to point out that I grew up at a time when, you know, we used to be able to go fucking crazy and have a good time. And I don't mind telling you, with the Screaming for Vengeance tour here in Dallas, motherfuckers tore the seats out and piled them up and started them on fire as a fucking funeral pyre in the middle of the Dallas County Convention Center. So, I mean, it really was kind of like the end of an era.
Yeah, the golden age of concerts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the Screaming for Vengeance tour. It's the Electric Eye, man. It burned it down.
I love that song.
Well, the whole record, Screaming for Vengeance.
Yeah, no doubt.
What are your other favorite bands?
Like I said, I'm kind of a mainstream guy, so Pantera, Sabbath, all the big ones, the Maidens.
Like, I'm surprised you're into Dio and Sabbath. You know, I mean, that's cool. How'd you get back to that? How about that?
Well, just being a Sabbath fan, and then eventually, like 2005 or 6 or something, they put out the Black Sabbath, the Dio years, that Greatest Hits album, which sparked the whole reunion. And I went out and ate it up, and I was like, oh my God, I got to see these guys live. This is amazing. I caught them live, caught the album, and I'm glad I did. That was, you know, for me, those were some of my favorite shows I ever saw. Heaven and Hell, that Heaven and Hell tour. And I always refer to them as the Heaven and Hell band. I just kind of feel like they deserve their own legacy to me. I understand.
Oh, that's what you were saying earlier. I did hear you say that earlier.
Yeah. To me, I call it the Heaven and Hell band. I think they deserve.
Hey, bro, I get it. You know, I mean, I'm not the guy. Here's the thing: is that I really believe there's a value in hating the opposition. You know?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
rah, sock them in the jaw.
Yeah,
but I have so much respect for anyone who just loves music that everything becomes butter over music. You know, hey, that's kind of, you know, it's kind of like a friend with weed is a friend indeed. You know, someone who loves music and is tuned into music, I can just like, hey, let's stop the world and talk for a while, and I can do that all night long, you know.
Yeah, I've been cranking Heaven and Hell all week. Heaven and Hell, Dio, all of it.
Dude, I saw the fucking Heaven and Hell tour, not the Heaven and Hell band, the Black Sabbath Heaven and Hell tour.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
All right, Integrity 101, I'm going to put the spotlight on you. Ask me a question.
Okay.
There's my spot. Sir, have you had anything to drink?
Possibly.
Sir, don't resist. Sir, do not submit. Do not resist.
Sorry, I don't obey.
Mob rules.
Awesome. Which one do you like better, Heaven and Hell or Mob Rules? I know, it's a tough question.
Yeah, it depends on which one I'm listening to.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say it. I should have known.
Yep. I mean, that really is the best answer I have. Like Jane's Addiction, they really kind of summarize, you know, that whole concept. Because a lot of people don't like Jane's Addiction. Like my friends don't like Jane's. But like I like Michael Jackson. I listen to everything. I listen to all good music. And so, it's like, what's your favorite band? Well, Jane's Addiction could be my favorite band. I mean, like I get into, these days, like you've been in your last week listening to Dio. I'll get into a week of listening to Jane's Addiction, listening to all 3, 4 of their records. Yeah, 3. You've got Jane's Addiction with Coming Down the Mountain. Coming down the mountain. Before I carry on, Integrity 101, do you like Jane's Addiction?
No, I don't really know them. I mean, they had a few songs on the radio, right? But now
No, that's the way people think of it. Jane's Addiction is a badass rock and roll band. Like if you like rock and roll, I mean that's all I know. Let's see. I like all good music, and that's why I brought it up. Is because I was pointing out that I like all good music. I can easily jump sides and, with the best of them, say something like, Vic Paul said there was no way to honor the legacy of Dime. He put it to rest. This is almost a defilement to the Pantera legacy, So I can be the advocate and, understand that and state it clearly,
Yeah, but I mean, do you want to dig into that? I can dig into that a lot.
Oh, sure. Yeah, why not, man? I'm on your dime right now, bro.
I don't, and obviously I'm just a fan, and this is just what I've gathered through interviews and so on and so forth. I didn't know them, and you knew the guys. I don't really, I mean, I think a lot of the stuff Vinny said is kind of misunderstood and or blown out of proportion. I don't
always
really,
is, right?
Yeah, well, always is. You got to understand. I mean, I don't want to get negative, but
hey, bro, this is blow your brains out with Ricky Warden, so just blow it all out.
All right. Yeah, how should I put it? With Vince, he was constantly asked reunion, and when you look at the tragedy he had to deal with, it's reasonable to assume the man had PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And
Come on, that, dude. He watched his brother. He said it, man. 6 bullets.
Right. So
he counted it, man. 6 fucking bullets.
So my thing is, when people are asking about a Pantera reunion at that time, or I'm not even crazy about the word reunion in this context, but
it's okay, dude. I respect and appreciate that you started out with celebration.
Right? Yeah, because that's really what it is. But when Vinny was asked about it back in the day, I always felt like his answer was really, "Please stop asking." And if you read some,
yeah.
Even Rita Haney said in an interview a couple of years ago, if people pushed so much, she kind of thought it hurt the situation. And when people are asking Vinny, what I think here, I'll try to get to the point. What nobody seems to understand is for Vinnie Paul to do this Pantera tribute tour, he would have had to hash things out with Phil and Rex. And I think he didn't want to dig up a past he was trying to move on from.
Sure.
And there would have been a serious emotional, how should I put it? This would have, to stand on a stage with Phil, would have required of Vinnie Paul to dig up a past. I think it's pretty clear the guy was trying to move on from. So I don't buy that he hated Phil. I don't buy that the band never would have got back together. I don't buy any of that. I think if people would have left it alone, something might have happened. And I don't buy that he's totally against this either at all. I mean, all 3 of the guys, Phil, Rex, and Vince, all played Pantera songs outside of Pantera. That's just a fact.
Dude, I appreciate you, man. I'm with you. Keep going.
Well, my big thing is what nobody ever discusses, and nobody
your perspective is very important, man.
Right, but nobody ever wants to talk about what I was just saying. I mean, for him to stand on a stage and do all that would have meant.
No, you're right. You're right, dude. All that shit's true.
He would have had to sit in a room and cry it out with Phil and Rex, which may have turned out to be good.
Gazillions of times.
Right. It's just, just from an outsider, just using common sense. I'm not trying to pretend I know the insides of whatever, but just common sense. I mean, he would have had to dig up a past he was trying to move on from. And the guy didn't want to dig up that past. And I don't blame him. It might have been too painful. But I really think his answer about reunions was kind of just, he was trying to get people to stop asking. I mean, he even started getting annoyed. You could tell in interviews where he started saying, like, hey, fans are really selfish sometimes. So I don't really buy that it's all the stuff, all the negativity about this Pantera Celebration tour is coming from a misunderstanding of the situation as I see it. Because I don't think Vinnie Paul would ever be I don't buy for a second the Abbott brothers would be against their own songs being played live. I don't buy for a second they would be happy that people want Phil to fail or any of this drama or any of the. I don't buy for a second they would like this division in their own fan base. I don't buy any of that. I think it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Well, you went just a little further with want Phil to fail and that type of thing, but
the hate stuff. The crappy
well, that I think that that. I mean, I
don't really want to go negative, but
that level of hate's is something different. Everything else that you said is an absolute concern, and I'm honored, man. Like, I'm so glad, Integrity, that you are my first guest on this show because really, you're right. You're 100% right. And I think that not only did this massive audience need to hear what you just said in your perspective, but I know I did, man. Yeah.
Right. I think people really, it's because of when Daryl died and there was the division going on. And it's like certain people got into this picking sides thing. And because nothing was ever resolved or never could be,
can we, hey, Integrity, for the sake of carrying on this conversation in the best manner, can we go ahead and eliminate the people that, are more the taggers along and, stay focused on, the people that actually enjoy Pantera and want the best for people?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to saying a bunch of different shit, right? But I agree with you. I think that every Pantera fan wants the best for Phil Anselmo. Every Pantera fan wants the best for Rex Brown. I do. I want the best for both of those people.
So do I.
I also want the best for you, Integrity 101. I want the best for everyone always. But I think, speaking of Pantera fans, I think that real Pantera fans want the best for Phil and Rex. Goddamn right.
Yeah. And I mean, I tell you, they could turn this into this could really be a great thing if you're a fan of Philip and Rex. I mean, to me, if I was managing the band, there's so many things I would be talking about and doing. I would be telling Phil and Rex, hey, do this tour, have some fun. I don't know why put out home video number 4.
Well, why you said you don't know why, but why aren't they? Let's talk about that, because there's, again, multiple facets of that one perspective of one memorializing Dime and Vinny and Pantera, right? But also utilizing that at this point with the Pantera reunion celebration, to make some of those things happen.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, as a fan, I'll tell you this, as a fan, with Pantera, my favorite band, and pretty much all the guys are my favorite musicians for the most part across the board. I really want to hear those leftover Damage Plan songs. And a couple years ago, I heard Rita, when Vinny was alive, I heard Rita Haney saying she wants Phil and Rex to perform on those Damage Plan songs that aren't done. I don't know if you're aware, like Damage Plan had about 5-6 songs written for the second album, and Pat Lackman was refusing, according to Rita, obviously I wasn't there, was refusing to put vocals on them, being a pain in the butt and whatever. So it looks like that band was going to implode anyway. Long story short, Rita Haney wanted Phil and Rex to finish these songs.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be selling that. You could have home video number 4 on sale at the Pantera show. You could have this EP of Phil and Rex finish these 5 songs, a celebration of Vinny and Dime or whatever. If it was me, I'd be saying, no, I would go grab a pitchfork if I saw if Pantera was recording a new album, I'd be grabbing the pitchforks, but that's not going to happen. But what could happen if Phil is touring with Rex again? I don't know if you're a Down fan, but get Rex back in Down. Go put out a Down record. I mean, this could propel the band and all their spin-off side bands. It could be such a positive thing for Pantera fans and Phil fans and Rex fans.
Dude, you're a true fan. Integrity 101.
Well, that's why I'm here.
You're a true fan, brother. That's
just a big fan.
You know, that's the connection that I got from you out of the gate, was that you're a fan of music, you know, and you are a true fan. Everything that you said just now absolutely testifies that you are a true fan.
I mean, that's how I would do it.
You know, I've heard about those Damage Plan songs, but, you know, I didn't know that much about it. And so what I would like to do at this point, man, is offer you to join me next week. And let's talk about that more specifically.
Sure.
I will try to see if there's a way, because I don't know if you know this, but I'm doing this on my iPhone. Are you on your phone or are you on a computer?
No, I'm on a computer. I don't have I got one without a camera.
Believe it or not, bro, I take care of my grandson half of the time, and I'm a working man. Like, I paint houses for a living, and so I work hard, and I take care of my grandson. And I thought this year for sure I'd be able to get my feet under me and get my computer situation set up and take this program to the next level that way. But if you would be kind enough to join me next week on my iPhone, bro, I will totally set up as soon as, or, you know, certainly tomorrow, set up a schedule a live program about diving into, we'll take a deep dive into those Damage Plan, those unfinished Damage Plan recordings.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sure.
And what I mean by that is that I'll take the time to research that. You take the time to research it. We'll get back together and talk about it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man. We'll do that next week.
Sounds good.
What day is best for you, Integrity 101?
Whatever you want to do. What time are you thinking? Late like this?
Yeah, well, always late for me. Because like I said, I'm a working man. I pick up my grandson tomorrow. I work today. I've already worked, 8 to 9 hours today.
Okay.
I have another YouTube channel that I post. I'm a house painter. I post all my house painting videos on that YouTube channel. And I actually make a little change off of it because I've been doing it for 23 years.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's part of where this comes from, is I'd like to do a live broadcast like this about painting houses and answer people's questions. I have people contact me on YouTube, but they also call me from all over the country with house painting questions. So a couple of years ago, I started charging $10 for 10 minutes to answer all your questions about house painting and save you money and time and problems. And I've had about 20 customers over the last couple of years. So I fully expect that to pick up over the next, couple of years.
Nice.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
But in the meantime, I'm also a recording artist. Tell me how I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping up. I'm not going to get in a hurry, Integrity 101. So anything you have to say or want to contribute to the conversation about Dimebag Daryl Abbott, Vinnie Paul, Phil Anselmo, Rex Brown, or Pantera, Zach Wild, Charlie Benante, hey man, bring it on. We're not done. But I'm going to start wrapping it up. And I'm going to start by asking you, can you tell me and our massive audience here this evening how you came across Outlaw Video TV and thought to join our show this evening?
It just popped up. I saw it and I said, "Hey, let me see what this guy's about." And I clicked on.
What does that mean, popped up?
Oh, it popped up on my phone.
Kick ass, Integrity 101. So it just showed up in YouTube in the options, huh?
Yep.
That's pretty kick ass. Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah.
I think they're going to start favoring me. I've been working this channel, Integrity 101. When you have time, go back and watch some of the videos. I've been making videos. I've interviewed some big fucking bands, dude. I've done some cool shit over the years.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I just discovered it today.
But believe it or not, I don't have the view time. YouTube requires like 3,000 hours view time. I don't know what it is. I took a screenshot, so I'll share it in my community later, so y'all be able to see it in my community. But you know, I have 2,150 subscribers. I thought that would be enough to monetize my site and be able to do the super chats and all that, right? If I wanted to. But I was kind of patting myself on the back thinking, I don't need that stuff. You know, I'll just tell people to send money to my Venmo if they want to support me. But honestly, I wasn't sure I could bring guests on like this. And now that I know that I can, you watch, bro. Like next week, when you come back to join me, I will have a guest on. We'll have someone else that will be in a band. Like we'll have a good time together, okay?
Cool.
Yeah, but I forget where I was going with all that. Dude, I just want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a good time.
Hey, yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we cut on out?
I think I covered most of it. I'll just say, I'll just wrap with this. It's not a Pantera tour. It's a celebration of Pantera. Enjoy it. And don't get hung up.
Do you mind me asking you about Megadeth? What do you think about Megadeth and what's going on with Dave Ellison and Megadeth and all that?
I didn't follow. You talking about when he got kicked out and all that? I didn't follow that too closely, so I don't know if.
Are you a Megadeth fan?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard the new record?
I did not hear the new record yet.
It's called The Dead and the Dying.
Did you hear it? Is it good?
Fucking kick ass, dude. It's Megadeth.
Yeah, that means.
Do you know a bad Megadeth record?
Risk.
Oh fuck. Isn't that a funny story that Dime may have joined Dave Mustaine at one time?
Yeah, but I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he stuck to his guns with his brother. You know.
Hey, let me give you a little taste for next week, and kind of reiterate who you're dealing with here, and everyone, all our massive audience watching. Is have you seen the pictures of Pantera with Metallica?
The pictures?
Yep.
You mean back in the day? Yeah, sure.
Oh, of course it's back in the day, way back before your day, boy.
Yeah, back in the 80s, you mean?
I'm talking to you now, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those pictures.
Yeah, of course. I've seen them all. I've got everything.
I'm the guy, Integrity 101. I'm the guy that flew to Phoenix, Arizona with Rita Haney on the last day of the Ride the Lightning tour with Wasp.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I've got like a ton of stories there. Did you just hear me pile that up? The last day Ride the Lightning with Rita Haney. Right? Why would Rita want to be going to see Metallica. Anyway, Wasp, that's Chris Holmes. But anyway, I knew James, man, back in the day. It was a different time. We didn't have cell phones back then. You know, you had to remember people's phone numbers. And believe it or not, you could remember like 200 or 300 people's phone numbers at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
Ah, my boy. Yeah. All right. So it was back at that time prior to cell phones. And, you know, I knew James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich. I met them in Texarkana, Texas on the Kill 'Em All tour. And then 2 nights later, I saw them again in Tyler, again on the Kill 'Em All tour. Right? Metallica on the Kill 'Em All tour. Kill 'Em All.
It's awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so we drug Pantera. I drug Dime out there to see them at the Tyler show. And so anyway, I talked to the guys. I talked to James and Lars for hours after the Texarkana show about heavy metal music. I talked to them for hours in the Tyler about heavy metal music and everything from Aerosmith to Motorhead. And anyway, when Rita called me, it was her. She contacted me and said, "Hey, I'm going to fly out to Phoenix, Arizona. Would you like to go?" I'm like, "You mean like tag team? Wingman? I'm your boy. Let's go, girl." Because I was close with Rita. And we flew out to Phoenix, Arizona. And I told her, I want to make sure that James and Lars come to see Dime because, like I said, we talked about everything from Aerosmith to Motorhead, all the new wave of British heavy metal. And I felt kind of obligated at the time that if I knew the next Eddie Van Halen, if I knew the guy that was going to change the world of music, that like I wouldn't be right if I didn't make you, if I didn't drag you kicking and screaming to see this guy, right? So that's why I went. I went out there the last day. And keep in mind, I didn't just know James and Lars. I also knew Cliff. Like I knew Cliff better, really, than I knew James and Lars. And that's why the picture on my OutlawVideoTV profile is Cliff Burton doing this here, because I took that picture of him.
Oh, that's cool.
In Phoenix, Arizona, bro. That picture was taken in Phoenix, Arizona that night.
That's awesome.
So I made them promise, dude, it was the last night of the Ride the Lightning tour, that they would come and see Dime. And they said they would. Like, I was surprised a little bit, you know, but they said they would. And so as soon as I got back from Phoenix, Arizona, I had a great time with Chris Holmes, by the way. And as soon as I got back from Phoenix, Arizona, my brother and friend whisked me away to Padre Island, to the Gulf of Mexico here in Texas. And so I was gone. And when I got back a few days later, Rita was calling, asking for Dime's phone number because she didn't have Dime's phone number. She had Lars's phone number, though. And she's like, "Lars and James are at LAX right now. I need Dime's phone number because they're coming here to see Dime." So I'm going to send you out with that integrity.
All right, brother.
That gives you a little better idea of who you're talking to here. Even though I'm a little souped up on a couple of beers. I'm tired more than I am souped up on beers.
I hear you.
But also, bro, like I would really have an even better time, as good of a time as I've had with you here tonight, if we had a couple more guests. So a couple of people. Have you heard of the band Bad Marriage?
No, I don't think so.
All right, on our way out, because this is officially our way out. What new band are you listening to mostly right now today?
New band, not many. I've been listening to mostly old bands.
Well, how far do you go, baby?
No, I haven't been keeping up the last 5 or 10 years. When I used to just go to the CD stores and walk around forever, and now they're all gone. So I'm just kind of a
well. There's a couple here, few and far between. But there's a couple here in Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Yeah. I just life, and I'm getting older. I'm more looking backwards and buying my old '70s albums. That's really where I'm at musically right now, buying all the old stuff I missed.
I think that's awesome because I'm kind of pressing you for, new music and you keep going backwards. And I think that's awesome. I think it's telling. I think you'll like my music because that's the complaint that I have from the people that don't like it. They're like, that's kind of dated. Now, it's not trend kill, so I don't know. There's 2 songs. One's called Tell You the Truth. The other's called Hard Candy Girl. Hard Candy Girl features a chick named Kayla Kent. She's a badass tribute Dimebag Darrell Abbott guitar player. She's been written up in Guitar World and Loudwire and like all the magazines and shit. And she's pretty much a YouTube sensation. She has about 30,000 subscribers now.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Kayla Kent?
No, I haven't. No. Are you gonna play some outro music? Is that what we're doing?
I wished I could, man. I can't play it. I own it, so I need to figure out how to upload it. I think it's the upgraded version to this program. I'm on the free live stream, StreamYard version here.
Oh, right. Yeah, you might. Oh, yeah. You might have to. Yeah, I think you have to upgrade to use their specific outros or something like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it. Now that I know I can bring on other people and interview other bands, that's why I brought up new music, Integrity 101. And thank you for hanging with me, bro. Thank you so much for hanging with me, okay?
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
I'm going to switch gears. Bad Marriage, write that down or, commit it to memory and check them out because I can have them on. Okay, and they're a good rock and roll band. But you know who I would like to get on? How about I target Greg Walls? I'll target Greg and see if there's some fucking way I can get him to come on with us next week. But Greg Walls is the original guitar player for Anthrax. That's his deal. Anthrax was just a band kicking it around, with a bunch of guys in New York City trying to make it happen back in the day, right?
Yep.
Well, Greg Walls was the original guy with Scott and Dan Likelier and can't remember the singer's name. I feel bad about that. But if you listen to Fistful of Metal, Greg Walls is kind of like the Dave Mustaine to
Anthrax. And it's Neil Turbin.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Neil, the heavy metal. For the record, man, I'm going to let you in on something. James Hetfield, when we're hanging out together at Dime's house, I'm hanging out with James Hetfield, right? Darrell Abbott's house in Arlington, Texas. Before Master Puppets was recorded. And he's playing Subjugator. So he's got Anthrax on his mind. So Greg Walls has a band or a new record out with Walls of Sound. That's the name, Walls of Sound. So if you type into YouTube, Greg Walls of Sound, it'll come up. And it's fucking ass kicking. Dude, it's great music. It's good new music.
Yeah, well, I'll check it out. I wrote it down. I got a pen and paper right in front of me.
That's it, Walls of Sound. And so that's your report. Get back to me next week on the walls of sound. But also, bro, that's my point. Is that I'm a singer. Like I've got these new songs and stuff. I'm a songwriter and shit. And I really have reached out to Greg because I just love his style of playing, man. I think Greg Walls is potentially more responsible for the Anthrax sound than anyone else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a kind of a big Anthrax fan. I mean, I got most of their albums.
Well, you
yeah,
just said spreading the disease. You know, that's a kick-ass record, bro.
Oh yeah, that might be my favorite.
Okay, well, check it out.
Yep.
Some of that shit, spreading the disease, is like Greg Walls is Dave Mustaine's Ride the Lightning. Okay.
Gotcha.
A lot of Greg Walls' shit carried over into spreading the disease. And it's something you'll never hear. Like, nobody gives a shit about that, right? But I happen to know about it because I know music and I can hear and I can study. Like, you know, I know what he plays. And it's him. Like, it's him. Greg Walls is like responsible for like the inspiration of spreading the disease. And that's why, if you ask me, that's why Anthrax never reproduced spreading the disease, because they were tailing on the wings of Greg Walls and the first record, which was Fistful of Metal.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I never knew that. Never heard that.
I say that respectfully because I don't think that Dave Mustaine is responsible for Ride the Lightning. I don't think he's responsible for Kill 'Em All. I think that James Hetfield, the fastest right hand in metal, I think he's responsible for Kill 'Em All. You know, I think James Hetfield is fucking responsible for Ride the Lightning, you know, and Master of Puppets.
Right.
You know, but Dave Mustaine obviously had a lot to do with it.
No doubt. Yeah, he's a legend, man. I mean, and then what he did in Megadeth was amazing.
Oh, what he's still doing, bro?
Yeah.
What he's
I gotta check out the album.
All right, before I say goodbye, I brought up Dave Ellefson earlier.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Do you know that he has the Kings of Thrash?
Is that his band? I thought he had. Didn't he have some other band? I thought his band name was something else.
Well, I guess they're just a touring band, right?
Okay.
And they're playing festivals coming up. So I think, kind of like everyone else, like the whole metal world, all of us are setting up for 2023.
Right.
But they have shows booked. They are playing European festivals in September and October, and they're called the Kings of Thrash. And it's Dave Ellefson. And do you know who the guitarist is?
No, I haven't been following.
Jeff Young.
Oh, yeah?
He played on
maybe I did hear this.
So Far, So What?
Yeah, I saw him on a podcast recently.
Yeah, man. So that's what's going on, is that the Kings of Thrash are playing shows. And the reason that I brought it up, on my way, like, this is the exit door. We're about to... Yes, sir! About to exit this shit. Dave Ellefson and Jeff Young have this Kings of Thrash. And it's pretty kick-ass. What they're going to do with it, who knows? But Dave Ellefson, don't take my word for it. Do the research for yourself. When this show's over, just type into YouTube. It's not a... I'm going to drink to it. Retaliation. It's a celebration.
Yep. There you go.
It's not a retaliation, it's a celebration. So, Dave's feeding off the Pantera thing,
Yep.
He's a Pantera family. He goes back.
Yep.
So he said it's not a retaliation, it's a celebration. Where it's with Pantera, it's not a reunion or whatever. It's not a tribute, it's a celebration. So just a little fun with words. Integrity 101. Hey, bro, check this out. I'm about to hang up this phone. You're going to go your ways, and I'm going to go mine. But I want to tell you, motherfucker, you're badass. Not only you're my first fucking guest live of many.
That's
I'm
cool.
telling you, next week, I will have a rock star on here with you. It'll be me, you, and a fucking rock star. But I finished off these beers. When you called, I said I got like 5 of these fucking Pantera beers.
Yep.
Done.
Well, good job, sir.
That's what Phil used to do. Are you a fan of the Cemetery Gates?
Yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to know because he came in with Southern Trendkill, and to go from Southern Trendkill to Cemetery Gates is a stretch. All right, bro. Well, I'm done. How about you? You ready to go?
I'm good.
What about next week?
Sure, I'll talk to you.
You want to hang out and talk again?
Sure.
Pantera.
Absolutely.
All right, man. What did we say earlier? There was a specific subject. It was a damage plan shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that. I've heard about it. Fair warning, I'm not going to get into it because I can easily separate everything. Like, I really have no fucks to give. And what that means is that I don't have to share my whole personality, my whole life. But I'm a little bit of a conspiracy guy. What that means is that I actually studied history. I research. I make up my mind for myself, And so
I'm the same way.
well, I kind of have questions about everything. Have you heard or have you watched the Jimi Hendrix show called The Last 24 Hours of Jimi Hendrix?
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, I encourage you to watch it, and I encourage all of our audience to watch The Last 24 Hours. It's not a conspiracy show at all. They have like 20 episodes of different famous people, and it's just their last 24 hours of their life. But with Jimi Hendrix, they go, whoa, goddamn, he was killed. They fucking killed him. Look at his manager. He's the mob. They're the mafia. They killed his ass. Look, it's Jimi Hendrix. They took him with wine and killed him. God damn. And you're like, okay. I guess they killed Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, it's kind of the world that we live in.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm just a little bit of a conspiracy guy, and I do, I want to be the furthest away from someone who says Dime was killed intentionally by blah blah blah, but I know this, that since his death, security has changed the world over, and security has always been a concern for officials that need to control crowds. So, just throwing that out there with me live, that there is, there's certainly people that take advantage of opportunities. That's for sure. And
no doubt. I mean, I've looked into some of that stuff. I don't know. I don't really know if I want to get into it, but yeah,
No, no,
I've done
no.
my research on some things.
I'm not asking you to, integrity. I just threw it out there, to kind of let you know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, you're
And so I try to be cool and respectful, especially the people that I actually know and love, which is Dime. I call him Dime. So Integrity 101, bro, like I don't even know how to hit stop with you on my feed here. I don't know how to thank you enough, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, man.
Bro, I think everybody's gonna really appreciate you. Yeah, you have a great perspective.
Well, I got a lot of opinions with Pantera for sure, and so yeah. Thanks a lot for having me on, and I'll jump out of here. I'll let you get some sleep, and thanks a lot, man.
Bro, next week we're looking at Jim Terry. I'm gonna be on the Jim Terry show next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm hoping he'll talk about my music, and that'll be a good time for everybody. But otherwise, I think Wednesday next week, just like tonight, will be best because I'll be occupied with that on Tuesday, and I used to do Blow Your Brains Out on Tuesday night. So I guess next Wednesday. So if you don't mind, Integrity 101, throughout your week, think of me as I obviously will be thinking of you. And I think next Wednesday, around the same time, about 9 or 10 p.m., we'll do the same shit. But I'm going to do my very best to bring on an actual musical guest that we can shoot the shit with. You don't have to like his music or agree with him, and that's what this is about. But if you happen to hate someone or love someone, that's good too.
Okay, brother.
All right, man. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much, bro.
Thanks a lot, man. See you later.